Hi guys, welcome back to my December daily for 2016. This is my 25 Days of Christmas mini album. And in the last video, I did share how I got my album started and how I made my cover. So go check it out if you haven't already. So what I'm going to do today is kind of work on the intro pages of my album. I do want to incorporate kind of like a calendar and my reason why. And in this process video, I actually do not have photos yet. So I'm sort of kind of working on an idea for my intro and then also for my days 1 and 2. So you'll see a little bit of that. But like I said, there's no photos included yet just because I hadn't gone to print them yet. And it was pretty much the beginning of the month. So I usually like to wait like a week before I go in to print photos, just that way I'm not at the printer all the time, and also it's just cheaper if I go print batches at a time. So I'm actually just going to be working on, like I said, the intro pages. Did I say that already? And for this, I have an idea, sort of, that I want to include kind of like a acetate sheet, so that you'll see that coming in. At the moment now, I just finished off that sheet that said Merry Christmas. That one was just kind of like a filler card. And then I'm also going to be including these kind of like little pockets. I forget what these are called, but I just found these at Daiso. They have all kinds of sizes, and this is the perfect 4x6 size for me to just include all kinds of bits and pieces in it, either photos or whatever might come up to my mind. So I think what I'm trying to figure out is exactly what I'm doing with it. And again, like I said, I don't have photos, so the beginning was a little rough. I know that I want to decorate it, so I actually ended up finding this tag here that I'm going to keep, and then I'm just going to add a few more bits and pieces to it. I am adding a few cut aparts, and then a few of these gold word phrases. And then I think this one says dreaming of a white Christmas. So this pocket gave me an idea to include photos of my decor. So basically this year my idea for my home decor was basically to have a white Christmas, a white and red Christmas. So I'm just trying to figure out the little bits and pieces that I'm going to use on there. I really do apologize for stepping out of the frame. You guys can tell obviously that it was a hot mess getting to work with it. So okay, here we go. It looks like I found a little tag here, a chipboard tag, and then I have the other red one, and then I'm just gonna staple that on, two staples to add a little more detail to it, and then I'm just gonna simply stick it down onto that gray sheet. I want to cover up the gray, and then finally all I add to it is again this pom-pom trim, and then now it's going up to nighttime. So here I am back later that day. It was a rough start with the camera and everything, but I'm back in here. You can see that on the right hand side I've added a doily to that black and white striped paper. I put 'Tis the Season, and then I'm just going to glue that down and then go on to the next sheet, I believe. Oh, sorry. Now, I don't know if you guys have been hearing noises on the side. I'm actually watching Inky Quill's live stream today. She's got a Christmas live stream. So, I forgot I had that playing in the background. So anyways, I turned the page, and I'm going to stick another one of these cards down. So I'm going to stick two papers together. The gray one, and then that black and white stripe with the doily. And at this point in time, I'm really liking the 4x6. simply because the photos will just fit there perfectly, and then also because it's so small and it's like really so easy to work with. I'm just trimming off the extra papers um, from the sheet that I stuck on there, and it seems to be a little bit wider. So here I am flipping over, and I think that I already had photos by this time, so I kind of had an idea of what photos I was going to print. So that's why you see me here working with all this. And then this card that I added on top of the pocket, once again, it says winter was made for warm blankets and fuzzy socks. So I believe that on the 2nd, it was one of the first mornings that it was just super cold. And we actually had to turn on the heater that day because it was so cold. So I took a photo of me all bundled up, and that is the photo that I plan on sticking on there. So first I'm going to stick this on. And then that pocket I'm actually not going to use as a pocket. I'm actually going to use it just as like a white background for that card. I'm not going to stick anything in there. So I don't know if I show it at the right now, but I know that that's what I do with that. So there's been definitely a lot of use. I've been putting my crocodile to work. And honestly, this hole puncher is amazing. If you guys don't have it, I think that it's a great investment. I believe it's about $20, but if you got a Costco, what am I talking about? If you've got a Michael's coupon, you can definitely take advantage of the 40% off, and you pay way less than $20 for it. So again, I'm looking through all the little bits and pieces. These ones that you see here up top are from October afternoon. And like I said, you can go check out the haul that I had at the Scrapbook Expo, and it shows all of these in detail for you guys to check them out if you're interested. So basically, this was my little intro section. I'm still, going back and forth thinking what else I should add. And then I think right now I might be looking for an acetate sheet. Yes, perfect. Right here, this white one, I'm gonna cut into 4x6, and this will be my first intro. So it would be the first one you see as you open the book, the mini. And it's super cute. I think that including acetate sheets in any mini album is like the perfect touch, but especially for December Daily. And this one is perfect. I think I got this one at Michael's in their specialty paper section. They have a lot of acetate sheets, so definitely go check that out. A couple of times during the year, I know I've mentioned this before, they have them on sale for just $1. So you can't beat that. And then I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to put in front. I want it to be quite simple, but I do want it to kind of have a pop of Christmas to it. So I was looking through my stuff here out of frame. And then I think I grab a snowflake. There you go. See, I knew what I was doing. And again, this is the same snowflake. You saw me pull out that backing to the pop dot. And all I'm going to, so yeah, it's the same one that is from Michael's. And all I'm going to do is stick this card that says Holly and Jolly. And that's it. That's it for my front page. And I love it. I do change the background to it a little bit. I end up switching a few papers around. But I don't think you see this in this part of the filming. I don't know why I keep stepping off to the side. Like, you guys can obviously tell that I'm just doing a whole lot. So here was my idea. So I know that I'm doing a 4x6 album. But I did want some of my photos to be protected. I kind of have a pet peeve about photos. If it's not on a 12x12 layout, I kind of feel like they kind of have to be covered because then you'll just have way too many fingers touching it, especially on minis. So all I did here was take this Echo Park 6x8 plastic covers, and then I cut it in half. So this one was the 2x2, so I cut it in half, and then I removed the side with the hole punches, and then all I did was keep it as it is, and then just simply hole punch right onto the 2x2 squares, which means that there will be a hole punch on my photos, but I'm okay with that. I can accept that as long as I can add photos in there or little bits and pieces to it so that I can add a little more to my album, you know, not just keeping it all paper. I love the fact that I was able to figure out how to add a plastic photo sleeve in there. So I'm happy about that, and you'll see that all throughout the album. I think for this one, I had an idea to make it nice and fun, since this will be the part of the album where I'm sharing my decor, which would be on the 1st of December. So I'm just adding a few bits and pieces here before I go get my photos printed. And that way I have a spot specifically for my photos, and I've already finished around it. So yes, I am kind of working a little backwards because I don't have my photos printed at this moment. But it still worked out for me. I still had a plan in mind. And it was just all about coming up with a plan, right? So I brought some brads out that are also from October Afternoon. And I decided that I kind of needed a little something else in the back here. So that is where you see me stick this one down. And then I just got to... I don't know how I stuck it down. Obviously, it looks like I'm having a little bit of trouble. Okay, look. All I did was use a really small crochet hook. And that's it. You've got a super cute brad right there. So my idea there was to, like I said, this whole spread. So the spread with the white pocket there, then the photo sleeves, and the paper with the doily there. So this whole section here, this is all for day one. After I started working on this album, I realized that I was taking a lot of photos that I wanted to include, but yet not everything can fit in one single spot or one single 4x6 card. So I figured that I would have like sections for days. I have an idea that I might even like add a little divider to the weeks. So I'm not quite sure yet how I'm going to work this out as I keep going through this mini album. So I believe that is it for this part. I do bring out my fuse just to seal those cards that you see there. I'm leaving a few spots for photos. And then I'm also going to be adding photos on the left-hand side, and this will be in the next few films and the next few videos. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the intro and day one and day two. So stay tuned for more. See you guys soon. Bye-bye.